All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Just wanted to introduce myself. Normally, I'm introducing our alumni guests, but today I actually get to put on this workshop. I'm actually really excited to talk about one of my passions, and really volunteerism. It's something that I've really been involved in for probably since in '05 when I started here at Cal State as a student, and kind of continued on throughout my career. And I really get to use it a lot in my current position. While we wait for some other individuals to get on, I did want to show a quick video kind of highlighting our year from the 2019, just to kind of showcase some of the things that we've been doing and all the great work that we're able to accomplish because of all our alumni involvement with the campus. So I'll show this so we can wait for a couple others to join us, and then we'll get into the presentation.
Alumni engagement has increased by 738% since 2015. In 2019, CSUSB alumni had their best year yet. To our Coyote for Life family, thank you for making 2019 the best year yet. How will you leave your paw print in 2020?
All right, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Did see a couple more individuals joined us. So if you do have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to use the chat feature. I'll be monitoring that as we go through some of the different slides. Did want to do an introduction to myself. My name is Mike Arteaga. Like I said earlier, I'm the Alumni Engagement Specialist for the Alumni Relations Office here at Cal State. I've been working here in this role for about 2 years, 2 years in April. Before that, I did have some experience with special events, but really enjoying my transition over here. Normally, I do get to find our alumni to put on these workshops, but we really wanted to focus this workshop specifically on some of the things that we're doing, and then also some of the things around the community that I'm familiar with that might help you really connect with some other volunteer opportunities that we might not be able to provide that are out there in the community. So I do appreciate you taking your lunch break to join us today. So yeah, I'm going to be going over a quick overview of some of the things that I've done in the community, but then also all the different things that our office has to offer you as well. So I did want to start out really talking about what does it mean to be a volunteer. Volunteer really has can be used as a noun and as a verb. It's really when you're giving yourself to a program, a project, an organization, and you're not being really forced to do it. You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. And also, you're not really expecting payment. When you're looking at volunteerism, you might get a sandwich or a snack or something for your time. I know we're always providing candy and waters and things like that when we do our Caddy Cares Day event. So next, I kind of want to go over some of the different organizations that you might be familiar with or not familiar with. The three service organizations in the world globally are Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions Club. Those are the ones that are out there really supporting different missions. They're all serving their community in different ways. I know Rotary really has professional and business fellowship with them and community leaders, and they're really looking to make changes around the world. Lions Club, I know some of our local Lions Clubs collect glasses to provide to their communities. Kiwanis is probably the one I'm most familiar with. I've been involved with them since 2012. Just finished my term as Lieutenant Governor last year. And I know that with that program, their mission really is to serve the children of the world in different capacities. Most individuals are familiar with Kiwanis because of Key Club from their high schools, but there is that professional level organization that individuals can be part of and really giving back in scholarships or I know our local club does a toy giveaway every year where we're giving out 600 toys to kids and organizations. We also give out $10,000 in scholarships. I know that our Kiwanis clubs across the area do give a lot of money out to our students to attend the university. So there's definitely opportunities to serve and help out in that. And I'll go into a little bit more detail of how you can serve those. Other organizations that are out there, Assistance League provides dental care for low-income areas. So I know we have one in San Bernardino. They would host a headdress ball every year to really raise money. It's really amazing to know that less than 50% of your youth have their own toothbrush. So I know that's a startling fact that I found out when I read their presentation. Ronald McDonald House, we have one in Loma Linda that really supports the hospital and families who don't have a place to stay. So I've been part of organizations that have gone out and served food on different occasions to really help make the families feel at home and have a home cooked meal. They spend a lot of time with their families at the hospital. So it's really nice to have them come back and at least have a nice meal. There's also local churches and community centers that allow you opportunities to really get involved. I know some churches do have their own organizations. One of the churches I'm part of is has Knights of Columbus as their extension arm of volunteerism. And community centers always have opportunities to volunteer. If you have a family, though, sometimes that's volunteering to coach a team or get involved in that way. And of course, our alumni office does have a lot of opportunities for you to get involved, take on some leadership opportunities, and we'll go over a lot of those as we go through the presentation. I really wanted everyone to kind of see what the impact was. In California, I looked up some statistics and we have almost 8 million people who are volunteering and contribute to almost 700 million hours of service. 25% of our residents contribute and volunteer in some way. So I think that's a pretty impactful number. And there is a value to volunteerism, and I can talk about that in some of my other slides, but there's a net worth of over $16 billion that goes into the service that people do. And some of the other statistics, helping other residents, providing some kind of donation. When we talk about how much of an impact you can make, $25 might make a big impact if we have a lot of people making those donations as well. So we talk about volunteering and we talk about it taking up a lot of time. I found this online and it really kind of sums up what it means to you when you volunteer. Time is free, but it is priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you could spend it. But once you've lost it, you can never give it back. So we really look at how we spend our time and what we're giving our time to is important when we're looking at the communities that we're serving and the organizations that we're partnering with, and who we're really connecting with. So we did say that it was priceless in the last slide, but when we looked up what the value of the volunteer hour is, it's over $25 of your time is what it's worth to the organization that you're part of. I think it's also important that when we look at our statistics and we're able to kind of keep those stats, our volunteers gave us over 2,800 hours of their time to our Alumni Association, which equated to over $71,000. And with our department budget, that really helps us to keep doing all the great things we're doing, putting on workshops, putting on events. When we look for our alumni, we do ask for their time, their talent, or their treasure. But a lot of times we're really just seeking the time and the talent. All of our workshops have been put on by our alumni throughout the years. At least the 2 years that I've been here, we've had nothing but alumni who have donated their time and their talent to put on these workshops. And that means a lot to our alumni and also to our office. So it just depends on where you're at in your life and what you're willing to give to whichever organization you're looking at. Going back to the Kiwanis example, we have individuals who are there and take on those leadership opportunities and give their talent as a leader. There's others that come out and volunteer and give a helping hand whenever those projects are taking place. And there's some that might not be able to engage in those ways, but are able to make a donation to help fund our scholarships or be that financial support to the organization. So it just depends on where you're at in your life and what you're willing to give. Just some highlights from this past year. We did pack over 1,700 boxes for local communities as an alumni organization. We stuffed over 6,000 diploma covers, handed out over 6,000 paw print pins. I'll go over some of these opportunities later on when we talk about what our office has to offer and how you can get involved. We spoke to over 120 classes last year and presentations. We put on over 15 of these workshops last year, as well as partnered up with different departments to work some of the symposiums and other events around the campus where we're seeking alumni's input and advice on some of their experiences. We also established 5 chapters in the last 2 years. 2 of our chapters just celebrated their 1-year anniversary, which is the Undocumented chapter and the Pan-African chapter. So these are opportunities to really get involved with our campus, with different groups that you might associate with or feel like you're an ally to as well. So our office, we're a pretty small office. There's about 5 of us in the office, and we're trying to do as much as we can for our alumni. And with the help of volunteers, we're able to take up some of that time to help us build up the programs that we have, frees us up to be able to develop more events and opportunities for our alumni to really come out and be part of what we're trying to grow here. As you saw in the video, we're over 700% increase in engagement over the last couple of years. So we're really proud that we're able to offer our alumni more impactful events, events that you want to attend. Some are just come out and have fun at a Dodger game, but other ones like our workshops on home buying and investments. Hopefully it helps some of you get to that next level of your lives. I know that me attending some of these workshops helped me when I was going through the home buying process and understanding what that is. So without our alumni volunteers, I don't think I would have been as confident in knowing that, and even understanding our credit works webinar we did last time really helped to understand how my credit's being impacted, because you do see a drop after you buy a house. So next, I really want to go into evaluating your time. When we look at your lives and what you're going to dedicate your time to, there's a lot of different things you can do with your time. We look at time with your family. How much time do you spend with them in between work? Do you have a special hobby? Do you like mountain biking? Do you like running, working out, time with your friends, just resting and recovering? And I'm sure there's a bunch of other things that you might get involved in, but you might also want to donate some of your time to one of these community service organizations, and really figuring out how much time you want to dedicate and where your passions are. The list of different organizations have different missions and different passion projects and different things that you might want to get involved in. I talked about some of my involvement. Currently, I serve on 2 boards, which is one of them is part of Inland Empire Future Leaders, which serves our local high school students to provide leadership training for them at the 1-week camp. I also serve on the Kiwanis board still as a past lieutenant governor. I spend time mentoring students throughout the school year. Every winter, I do get the opportunity to go out and mentor some of our students at Valley College, and hopefully they can come to a 4-year university. I had a lot of mentors that helped me, so it's my way of giving back. I also mentor and advise 2 of the clubs on campus. So I was part of the Latino Business Student Association, and now kind of get to go back full circle and give back to that club and be the advisor, help them go through the leadership training, and sometimes even go back and be a guest speaker. We're always reaching out to our alumni from that organization to come back and speak. So I really have to balance my time to see how much time I can give to each of these organizations while balancing family life, work life, and everything in between. So when taking a good look at what you have time for, there's 100 organizations that would love to have you come participate with them and love for you to get involved with some of their projects. And I think it's important that we really look at what is something that you're going to have a passion for, something you're going to really focus your time on. Hopefully some of that time can come over to the Alumni Association, but are you looking at once a quarter, once a year, once a month? If you really find something you're passionate about, or as needed, ongoing type of things. So next I'm going to kind of go over certain things you can do if you're planning on getting involved once a year, once a quarter, once a month. So if you look at your time and you can only really come out and support one of our events, or even be part of some of these community service projects that only happen once a year. One of the great events that we have, and really great touch point for alumni to come back and congratulate our seniors as they walk across the stage and as they're getting ready to go backstage, is our commencement ceremony. Earlier we showed the image of those coyote paw print pins. Well, we hand out those along with our volunteers to every graduate as they walk down the ramp or get into a lineup area on campus. And it really, some of the students are so much in a rush that they don't notice that we're giving them out and kind of rush past us. But then you see them running back when they realize that they missed out on that opportunity to get that paw print pin. So it's a really fun, exciting day to really see our alumni, our future alumni, they're about to cross that stage and become our alumni, really connect and take something away with them. And then another opportunity is actually coming up on April 25th. We do have Coyote Cares Day coming up. We're going to start sign-ups in the next couple of weeks for that. The last couple of years and this year as well, we are going to continue to pack boxes for the community. We're partnering up with the Community Action Project. It's a really fun day. We're there for about 2.5 hours, packing as many boxes as we can. We're actually one of the largest groups that come together and pack the most boxes in the shortest amount of time. Like we packed 1,700 boxes this past year. Hopefully we can get 2,000 in the upcoming year. And those families are really appreciative of the work that we're doing. Getting those meals packed up for them makes it a great opportunity for us to go out and help the community, not only helping our campus community, but also helping those surrounding our campus as well. We also have our food pantry on campus, which some of those boxes do go to, as well as we're always ongoingly helping and supporting collecting food for our food pantry and fighting that food insecurity that a lot of our students that have that really rely on that food pantry to get them through the week. Sometimes the paycheck doesn't come in, so hopefully that food kind of gets them nourishment so they can focus on classes and hopefully not have to worry about where their next meal is coming from. Another project that if you only have once a year, sign up for our Professor for a Day program. We're really growing that program. Like we said, we had 120 classes that we participated in. Last year, we also used that same list to sign up. If, for example, our communications department is having a symposium in the next couple of weeks, I believe in late April. So we help them find alumni to come out and share their experience of what are they doing with their degrees, how are they working, how was their experience at Cal State, and how that transfers into the real world. A lot of times when you're a student, you don't realize that your classes are making a difference or how they're making a difference. So it's important to come back and share your experience. We do ask you to come by one day and share your time. Even if you're not in the area, we have set up different meetings where you're able to log in via Zoom and get to participate that way. One of our alumni is actually in New York, so he actually does it via Zoom presentation. So we're still finding ways for our alumni to connect. We also, everyone who signs up for that program does get invited to our luncheon that does take place in May to thank our alumni for participating in that program. Other once a year programs, we'll go back to the Kiwanis opportunity. Most of our members do come out once a year to really be part of our toy giveaway. Seeing the kids' faces when they're getting possibly that 1 or 2 toys that's the only toy and gift they're gonna get really makes an impact on a family who might not have been able to afford those toys. Also going to the Rose Float to help decorate, volunteer for that program is also a very rewarding experience. Taking the students out there from the local high schools who might not get to experience that or see the Rose Parade, get to see the floats before they go on stage. So it's really nice to see some of those experiences. I know that the Assistants League every year would do their headdress ball, so that was also a volunteer opportunity for those who have a talent to dance and sing and do performances to help raise money to fund their dentistry program. And there's a whole host of other opportunities that you can go out once and help as opportunities come up. For example, once a year, you might go help the Habitat of Humanity build a house. So those are all other opportunities. If you feel like you want to get a little bit more involved and maybe once a quarter to get involved, we're soon going to be moving to our semester systems. So that's going to be a big change for the campus as we start transitioning. We get a nice short summer this year. So I think our students are going to start getting used to that change. We should have a larger commencement class as students are trying to graduate before the transition, especially if they're really close to graduating. So definitely going to need that support at commencement this year. But one opportunity that we do have coming up in April, our applications will open for our Alumni Association board. Those are individuals from any major background, don't have to be affiliated with any group. Only qualification is that you are an alumni. You fill out the application and you do get put into an election process for our board members. They do meet once a quarter. This board primarily helps us guide our direction of our office, gives us advice and program ideas of what they want to see as alumni, what direction we should take some of our programming, workshop ideas, a whole host of different events. And they're also a big part of being part of some of our committees, which we'll talk about on the next slide. Diploma packing parties, as I talked about earlier in that one slide, we packed 6,000 diploma covers last year. We're gonna have to do that again this year for our graduates. So we do stuff each of our diplomas with a congratulations note from the alumni office, just to congratulate them for completing their educational journey up to this point. So hopefully they get to remember Cal State San Bernardino after they leave. So that's a big help. We provide pizza. It's a cool opportunity to come out and meet other alumni. We also invite some of the student clubs and organizations to come help out as well. So it also gives you a touch point to some of our students to interact with them, share some of your experiences, share some of the stories. Sometimes if you might have graduated a little while ago, the campus has changed a lot. So explaining to some of the students that some of the buildings that they're used to going to classes and didn't exist when you came here. Also gives you an opportunity to come back to campus and see some of the changes that have taken place for any of our events that take place on campus. We're constantly growing. If you haven't been to campus in the last 2 or 3 years, we have a new global innovation building that you could come check out. In a year and a half, we're gonna have a brand new student union, which is gonna have a bowling alley and 3 floors. So really coming to see the campus and also interact with our students. It's a great event to talk to people. The last event that we do quarterly, we'll be doing it semesterly. We do it 2 quarters a year right now. When we go semesters, we'll be continue to do it twice a year, is grad days. That's an opportunity for you to come help our incoming graduates get checked in and get part of the experience of picking up their diploma, their cap and gown, and any other regalia or things they might want for their graduation. It's a fun day that everyone kind of gets to start getting excited and hyped up about being able to graduate in a couple months. It's also a great opportunity to get to talk to some of our students that are about to graduate and get that additional touch point as well. So if you have a little bit more time to dedicate and you feel like you really have a passion project for something you want to get involved in, our chapter boards are something that you might want to look into. As I mentioned earlier, we do have our 5 chapters, Latino chapter, Pan-African chapter, EOP chapter, undocumented chapter, and faculty staff chapter are all opportunities for you to take on a leadership role and help guide the direction of our chapters. Each of them have their own mission and goals. A lot of times they're there to really support our student body. Most of them have some kind of scholarship component to them, or book award, parking award. They're also looking at doing some professional development events. The Latino chapter is in the midst of planning out I graduated now what event that's really geared to helping those graduating seniors who just walked, or even our current students, really come out and start preparing for the real world. Resume reviews, applications review, how to interview, how to network, how to talk to individuals. So we're also looking for alumni to come out and do some of these presentations and be part of this. Typically, each of our chapters have a couple mixers a year, some student support event, and a fundraiser to help continue to support the student initiatives. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to reach out. I'll put this last slide on at the end of the presentation with my email. You also probably got an email from me earlier today. So be in touch with me to really connect you to some of these opportunities. Another opportunity is our committee, broken off from our board. We can't discuss everything at our once a quarter board meeting, so we have monthly or bi-monthly committee meetings, either ad hoc that are created to talk about a specific issue or event or planning process that they want to implement, or for example, our events committee meets every other month and they discuss possible events and programming that the alumni office can put on for our alumni. They come up with all kinds of ideas and we kind of vet them out and see what we feel might work for our alumni. So it's a great opportunity for you to come in and give your input and really support the vision and future of our alumni office. This is also, that a committee also helps recommend different workshop ideas that we might put on in the future. We've had a lot of success and a lot of turnout for our financial workshops. We're starting to get success on our getting involved in how we can help you find jobs or opportunities, advanced interviewing, things like that. So if those are workshops that you'd like to see, please let me know. You can either email me. We also have forms on our website that allow you to really share ideas you might have or things you want to see. And we'll send it up to the committee and they'll help kind of vet out those processes. Mentorship is also an opportunity that we have in the office, as well as anywhere you really want to get involved in. A lot of the community service organizations out there have a student component or kind of a junior level where you can help out and really mentor and support students. The Kiwanis has the K Kids and the Key Clubbers, and even the Circle K students that we as Kiwanians help out and mentor and support them. From our alumni office, we do have our alumni mentoring program, which you can sign up on our website. You can connect with a lot of our students. You'll create a profile. Our students can reach out to you based on your major, your location, your current work location. We never know where we're going to end up. No matter what your major is, you might end up in a totally different field. So I always like to do searches for those who are in the same field as me because maybe their major didn't totally align with the work that they're doing. For example, I'm doing communication. I did communications master's and a business undergrad in human resources, and I'm working in the alumni office. So I do take some of those skills from those two majors, but it's not necessarily directly correlated to that. So hopefully you can sign up to become a mentor at some point. I know it's been a big impact in my life to have that mentorship. I'm still in contact with my mentors from my freshman year here at Cal State San Bernardino, and it's been a lifelong connection with them. I still reach out to them for all kinds of different advice. Even looking at my volunteerism at Valley College, working with some of the students there, really help guide them to how to get to a 4-year, how to explain to them that the 4-year isn't as scary as it might sound to those coming from the community college. It's a little bit bigger place, but there's resources and support once they get here to this level. So I think that's one of the things I've been proud about, and I can say I'm proud to have been volunteering with that program for the last, I believe, 6 years. So that really helps me build connections with students. So I do have 2 or 3 students from the one-day program from Valley College that are now at Cal State that still keep in touch with me, and I kind of help them along the process. And it's truly rewarding. The mentoring program we do have on our website, you don't always have to meet them in person. There is a built-in technology to Zoom meetings, phone meetings, have communications via the system, email, if you feel more comfortable. It also allows you to build up your profile to check off things you feel comfortable discussing or talking about with a potential mentee. So that's always a great thing to be able to highlight and showcase some of your skill sets. And then the final is more of the and as needed. We talked about the mentorship. That can be once a month, but I know that there's some mentorship relationships that Sometimes I don't hear from my mentee for a month or two, or they come to me as things come up or as needed. I know that I always reach out to my mentors. Um, Sometimes I just check up and say hi, but it's not always I need help with this or I need help with that. Committees, back to those ad hoc committees that might come up. But also if you're part of other community service organizations that have boards and committees that you might be part of that are short term. You might be on an events committee, for example, with the community service organization that's planning a fundraiser dance or planning a community service beach cleanup. Those are opportunities that come up as needed. We're always being asked to bring alumni into the classroom. So I think that's a big part of our jobs is when faculty or other departments ask us if we have alumni that are willing to come out and speak. We have a volunteer listing sign up on our website, and I'll go through some of the website quickly after I'm done with the formal presentation to kind of show where some of the links land and where you could sign up to get more information about some of these opportunities. But if you're interested in coming out and speaking to different majors and different classes, we get asked throughout the year. We're having a symposium, we're having a student leadership workshop. We really want alumni to come out and talk about their experiences, whether it's the Women's Leadership Conference that we have coming up or the symposiums I was talking about earlier. And we hope that we have our alumni who are always willing to come out and share their experiences with our students. I'm going to quickly go to our website. If you haven't had a chance to really visit our website, in the last year, we've got some new software, so you can actually log in and create an account. If you have trouble, feel free to contact our office. We can set you up. If you get our newsletter, your constituent ID for your first time login will be on that as well. But I did want to highlight a couple things on our website, especially if you're interested in our alumni chapters and getting involved at that level. Really finding your pack. You can visit any of their homepages. They each have meet the boards, ways that you can get involved, any of their upcoming events that they have, also ways to some of their missions, and each of them have a letter from their chapter boards chairs, kind of explaining what they do and what their missions are. We are planning on growing our chapters. We do have plans to increase the amount of chapters that we have. So if you've checked that you want to volunteer and you want leadership experience on our volunteer forums, we'll definitely be reaching out to you. Or if there's a chapter or a network that you're interested in starting up and being part of, feel free to let me know and we can see what we can do about getting some of those started as we continue to grow our program. We also network and partner up with the CSU. So we do have our New York and our DC mixers. And we also are looking for volunteers that are across the country. So if you are joining us and you're not in the area and you'd like to host a mixer or an opportunity to get some individuals together, please let me know and we can work something out as well. If you go to the Get Involved link, that's where you really find our volunteer form. So if you fill that out, you can check off the boxes of what you really want to get involved in, whether it is those speaking opportunities, professional development opportunities. Some of our clubs you can get involved in. Our birthday club, teacher club, Future Coyotes Club, which is a new initiative that we're launching with people who have kids. We're gonna send out a little gift. We also have our book club, which allows some professional development through books, but then also you can have conversations with other alumni. Very interesting reads that we've been getting out of that. If you want to become a volunteer and do some of these workshops and you have some ideas, please submit the workshop ideas tab on here to reach out to us and let us know maybe an idea you have. Even if you can't speak on the topic and you want to hear about that topic, let us know. We'll reach back to one of our 100,000 alumni. Hopefully we can find somebody to come up with that. We also partner with the Career Center, so if you need some of their resources and services, you can join them. They also have different workshops that they put on as well. If you go to the Alumni Association, that's where we really talk about our Alumni Association board. If that's something that you really want to get involved in. Like I said, we're going to start accepting applications for the upcoming year. We have 3 positions open, and we'll be updating the forms shortly, and that should open up in April. So if that's something that you're really geared towards and want to take on that leadership opportunity, please sign up there as well. So that's a lot of what I wanted to cover today. I really wanted to make sure that we had an understanding of what it meant to be a volunteer and how you can really get engaged in your community. And with our alumni office, we do provide a lot of opportunities to help our community and help our alumni. We're trying to partner up with as many of our departments on campus as we can to really provide more opportunities for our alumni to come back and give back as much as they're willing to give back. We appreciate everything that our volunteers do for us. We couldn't do half the things we do if it wasn't for our volunteers. Our chapters would not exist. Our alumni board would not exist without the countless hours that our volunteers do give us to serve on these boards, to serve on the committees, to be those board members and help give us a little bit more direction on what they want to do and help serve our students and our alumni as well. Each of our chapters really have a focus on helping others. And that's what's so great about it. They're always looking for ways of how they can give back to our alumni, how they can help our support our students, how can they network and mentor the next generation and give back in those ways. So if anyone has any questions, I do have the chat box open as well. So you can go ahead and pop in there. Hopefully I can see you at some more of our workshops. We do have a few more planned out coming up in the spring quarter. We'll be releasing those shortly. Hopefully some of you will be joining us at our rain game this weekend on Saturday. Should be a fun event as well. We're hoping to do some more planning. Like I said, some dates, save the dates for you if you want to come out and volunteer. Grad Days is April 21st, 22nd on campus. And then the April 25th is our Coyote Cares Day. We'll have registration open for that later on this month. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions later on, if you want to connect, if there's other opportunities that you're interested in. I'm here to support you. My role here is to be here for our alumni and find ways for you to reconnect with the university. We're growing a lot and we're trying to change up a lot of things. Other things to keep in mind for our dates, commencement this year is actually going to be 2 days. It's actually going to be June 12th in the evening, and there'll be 3 ceremonies on June 13th. So they'll give you opportunities to come back and help us pass out some of those Coyote pins and really congratulate our graduates as well. So thank you again. And you don't, did have a question if you have to be a paying member to be a volunteer. You do not have to be a paying member to be a volunteer. Membership does include some of our other benefits, for example, being able to access the rec center and things like that. The only time we ask that you are a paying member of the Alumni Association if you do serve as one of our board members for the Alumni Association or our chapter boards, but there's no cost to be involved in some of the other programs. I will give you a quick tip. If you do want to sign up for a lifetime membership, we do have a promotion going on right now with our Fall in Love campaign. So it does have a discount on our couples registration, which is $100 off for the joint membership, and it's $100 off for your lifetime membership as an individual as well. So take advantage of some of those initiatives. Well, thank you, everyone. I'll be on here on the chat. If you do have any more questions that come up, or feel free to email me.